Look, if Duolingo can't teach people to speak Spanish, why would I trust a doctor educated with AI? Did you see the story about the kid whose Doritos bag triggered a police response when the AI security system detected a gun instead of chips? These schools are buying these AI systems based on marketing, not standards, not results. So, no, when I'm 90 and I have to go to the doctor, you best believe that I won't be entrusting my health to that person. You can think it's silly, but I've already explained in this video how the data used to train AI is compromised. The software actually has a blind spot for people who look like me, and that's not the main reason. It's actually this. This paper details how AI access during practice boosts students' performance by a lot. But after the AI was removed, the students who used it performed worse than the kids who never had access to it. Just like Duolingo, your streak can be going real strong, but you're still going to struggle to ask where the bathroom is. Do you remember when Steve Jobs said that he limited the amount of technology his kids use at home? Well, it turns out that that idea is pretty much the consensus amongst tech leaders. Bill Gates, he said, we didn't give our kids cell phones until they were 14. Chris Anderson, the CEO of the drone maker 3D Robotics, was quoted as saying, on this scale between candy and crack cocaine, it's closer to crack cocaine. When talking about the addictive nature of digital tech, he also said, we thought we could control it, and this is beyond our power to control. This is going straight to the pleasure centers of the developing brain. This is beyond our capacity as regular parents to understand. These people, they get the technology. They understand what it does, so much so that a lot of them send their kids to the Waldorf School of the Peninsula. At this school, the use of computers and tablets is actually delayed until middle school. It's postponed so their kids can have a human education for a changing world. My daughter, she has a friend who's taking a computer science class, and using AI is required for the assignments. And if the assignment isn't done using AI, it's actually marked down. And you may be thinking, or maybe you're not, how is that possible? Well, I want you to remember in trigonometry when the only help you could get was with a specific calculator, and then you'd show your work for the rest. Let's assume that in this case, showing your work means sharing your chat history or the prompt that you use, because let's face it, we all know we need the prompts that created these. So, am I wrong to be suspicious of why they're pushing, nay, shoving generative AI into our classrooms? Maybe I wouldn't feel this way if the people doing the shoving let their kids use the tools that they're thrusting on the rest of us. It's kind of like when the Campbell's executive was recorded saying that he doesn't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. And in my opinion, unless you are a Star Trek fan, none of us do. Campbell's did confirm that his comments were not only inaccurate, they were absurd, that in their soups they do not use 3D printed chicken, lab grown chicken, or any form of artificial or bioengineered meat. But are they in other food products that you sell, like SpaghettiOs? I bet mechanically separated chicken with beef added is like that pink goo that chicken nuggets are supposed to be made from? Is it just bones and muscles and water and added beef for flavor and color? Is that why those meatballs always feel so spongy? We know these companies make products for thee, but not for me. Are we supposed to think these tech billionaires are any different? The same people who will tell you good job for exceeding targets and helping the company achieve record profits, and then turn around and lay you off because they need to make cuts for more profits. Steve Jobs created the iPad, but didn't let his kids use it. Apple's Tim Cook doesn't seem to have kids, but he doesn't let his nephew use social networks. These are the folks who are shaping generative AI. Well, not Steve Jobs, but the rest of them. Because on the scale of candy to crack cocaine, making billions is like meth. And I guess when you have an addiction like that, you have to rebrand your tech as the essential resource for learning. AI is a tool for their kids. They'll use AI to complete tasks. I guess that's why they want generative AI in our schools. For our kids, it will become a resource. It will be embedded in all parts of life from cradle to career. Kids won't need to think independently because the AI will give them the context and the conclusion. That won't be a problem because the AI will always be there for them. Also, the teachers can't do it all. Let the AI give 24/7 homework help. Why not let the AI automate the administrative tasks too? And while we're at it, let the AI create the lesson plans. The teachers can serve as an AI lesson facilitator / class monitor. And that way we don't have to pay teachers more or even have smaller classes. Instead, that money can go to AI contracts. These tech companies, they're just here to help us. That's why the California State University system signed that nearly $17 million contract for Chatgpt EDU. It has nothing to do with increasing revenue by expanding the AI market in the schools. Tech companies want to ensure the next generation is educated about new technologies. Kids aren't being groomed to become worker drones. Yes, the AI has the answers. No, kids don't need a mentor to foster their curiosity. The AI has been programmed as their guide. Students can ask as many questions as they want to deepen their understanding of any topic. They just have to make sure they don't rely on it too much, because when people use AI for everything, they're not actually thinking or learning. Placing generative AI in schools has nothing to do with gathering data. It's not colonizing human thinking or anything. Your information won't be privatized and sold back to you in a subscription. That's so silly. Why would an idea like that even come to mind? Tell me in the comments. If AI in schools isn't doing those things, then what will it do? What's the plan? How is AI going to help? They say it's going to bridge the knowledge gap. It will tailor education to each student's needs. It'll foster innovation. But after all of those buzzwords are said, they never explain how. Because when you don't know what you don't know, what will you ask the chatbot? We're gamifying education, but I've yet to meet someone who has learned to speak a language solely through Duolingo. Do we trust it for our future doctors and engineers? Personally, I don't find the technocrat version of the future appealing. Maybe I could trust it more if the weird kids weren't the ones in control. You know that kid who had the personality of single-ply toilet paper and no friends? That kid is all grown up and in control of AI. They are shaping thoughts. They are defining what people should know. That's an immense amount of power to have in the hands of a few corporations. Elon doesn't have to worry about his at least 14 kids and 4 baby mamas. I say at least 14 kids because Elon loves a surrogate. He's the wealthiest person on Earth. And one day, when he exits this planet by rocket or by expiration, they're probably going to be set. Elon Musk just teamed up with El Salvador to bring Grok, the chatbot, to public schools. El Salvador will have a chatbot that digitally removes people's clothes, an AI chatbot that generates. It seems safe. I guess that's why his kids go to private school. He's not the only tech leader creating private schools, though. And that's the red flag. That's the warning. What they're doing to people's education is making it worse, while their kids have access to the best in the world. Look, the oven is preheated, but we're not cooked yet. The difference between how tech leaders educate their kids and how they want to educate ours is evident through these Christmas commercials. Pronto a far tutto, la notte e il giorno, sempre d'intorno, egli lo sa, miglior cuccagna per un barbiere. One is luxury. It combines hand drawings and 3D animation. The other is a beverage that can remove rust, clean toilets, and remove grime from pans. And with that in mind, let's protect the human part of us. We need to daydream. Let's debate ethics. Let's create art for art's sake. Let's choose not to delegate our minds to technology. Let's make AI tools a subordinate part of our lives. I just spent some time turning off the smart features in my Gmail accounts. Since I create YouTube videos, I actually have to keep my Gmail accounts for my channels. For all other mail, I actually use Proton Mail. Beyond the privacy of having end-to-end encryption and zero access encryption and password protected emails that can be sent to non-Proton Mail users by setting a password and an optional expiration date, I can hide my email aliases. That means that when I sign up for new websites, I can hide my real email address. So when the next data breach happens, And you know what's going to happen. I'm not going to get that spam. Proton also cleans tracking links and spy pixels to prevent companies from watching what I do in my inbox. I'll put a link to a discount in the pinned comment so that you can have Proton Mail too. Now, let me show you how to turn off the smart features in your Gmail accounts. I don't know if it's training generative AI, but these days I'm very wary of anything that has smart in its name. To turn off these features in your Gmail, log in on a web browser. In the upper right hand corner, you're going to select the gear and then you're going to click See All Settings. Once you've done that, scroll down to Smart Features and unselect it. I want to thank you for joining me and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will see you in the comments. Oh, you thought you were done? You're going to watch this now.